And you know what they say about divorcees.
Well, hello, Old Fart Rants. How you doing, old fella? How you, when was the last time you, put in a 40-hour week? You've kind of had a lot of free time, I suppose, over the last, 12 years or so? You've probably been able to watch all this hoopla on TV, and now don't have much interrupting you, but we're going to do another Say Their Name edition, and this is going to be for Chicago. Now, Dave will say, I don't live in Chicago. Dave lives in the Los Angeles metropolitan area. His representative in the House is Brad Sherman. Now, Old Fart Rants is that fat little toad friend of his that does live in Chicago, McStupid X. I will do one for her at some point, but this is going to be Chicago edition 2018. And I know Old Fart Rants has probably been glued to the TV over the last couple weeks with the Chauvin trial, and he's got that bell tone cranked up all the way. He's got those undergarments cinched up. He poured himself a stiff glass of Metamucil, and he's planted on that couch watching everything. So you want me to say George Floyd's name. Dave, let's do a Chicago edition for 2018. Now, if I read off all the homicides from Chicago in 2018, we'd be here quite a while. Now, the Chicago Sun-Times has done an excellent job of recording this, and see the link underneath the video. I've got several sources. HeyJackass.com is another website that tracks all this. But I selected in 2018, and again, this is Chicago Sun-Times. Thank you, Chicago Sun-Times, for doing this. And they've got a filter, and I put a filter on this. And since you like to say their names, Dave, I selected anybody that was a minor that was a victim of homicide in Chicago in 2018. And there's 54 of these, and we're going to read them all off. And I want you to, Dave, I want you to say their names. Okay? Say their names with me, Dave. By the way, Larry Elder today read off something from Baltimore, St. Louis, and Chicago. They had a huge spate of shootings over the last several days. And I wonder if they're going to say their names. But let's start here. I may not even have the energy to read all of these off. But Kenichi Easoms, and I apologize if I pronounce any of these wrong. Kenichi Easoms, male, 17, black, killed in a 7100 block side of South Eggleston Avenue. Sarge Jr., male, 16, black. I'll just read all these off. Maybe not in detail. Amir Rosario. And it's even got the locations. I'm not going to read all that off. Go to the Hey Jackass website if you want the locations. They do a great job. Amir Rosario, male, 1 year old. Child abuse. The previous ones I read off were shooting. Trevor Blackman, male, 14. Unknown ethnic background, shooting. Stanley Leon, male, 17, black, shooting. Jamie, I'm assuming this is Jamie Holmes, male, 16 black, shooting. Anton Shaw, male, 15, black, shooting. Corian Hill, male, 17, black, shooting. Jose Alvarez, male, 16, white, shooting. Julian Gonzalez, male, 2 years old, Hispanic, shooting. Eugene Drape, male, 15, black, shooting. Akira Hovrath, scalding injuries. Female, 10, black. Tiandre Belcher, shooting. Male, 17, black. Say their names, Dave. Come on, let's hear it, old man. Terry Wilson, shooting. Male, 16, black. Angel Maldonado, shooting. Male, 17, Hispanic. Notwan Holyfield, shooting. Male, 17, black. Cordy Coleman, shooting. Male, 17, black. Addison Sanders, shooting. Female, 10 years old, white. Mason Sanders, same location, shooting. Male, 10, white. Daquan Albright, shooting. Male, 17, black. Darnell Flowers, shooting. Male, 17, black. Say their names, Dave. Let's hear it, buddy. Come on, old man. Rayshawn Turner, shooting. Male, 16, black. Kenwan Parker, shooting. Male, 15, black. Tyrell Peoples, shooting. Male, 17, black. They've got another Tyrell Peoples. Same time. I don't know if this is a duplicate. Everything looks the same. Male, 17, black. I don't know if we had twins there. I hope not. Same location. Same time of death. Could be twins. I hope not. That'd be terrible. Janae Patterson, shooting female, 17 black. Kenny Ivory, shooting male, 17 black. If you do go through the location here, Inglewood is disproportionately represented. Inglewood, if you've ever gone through there, I think I did once many years ago. It's very rough, to say the least. Pierre Williams, shooting male, 15 black. Nicole Davis, assault female, 1 year old, black. Tobias Robinson, shooting male, 14 black. Jesus Lopez, shooting male, 16 black. Lucian Page, shooting male, 14 black. Aaron Carey, shooting male, 17 black. Ladarius Wallace, shooting male, 17 black. I'm going to have trouble with Shania. I'm assuming it's Shania O'Flynn. Shooting female, 12 black. I didn't read these off before I did this. I knew it was there and I just went with it. China Lyons Upshaw, stabbing female, 17 black. And I wonder how many of these handguns, which is probably most of the shootings are handguns, how many of them do you think went to a gun show or a flea market and did a background check and got it? I doubt if many of them did. David Thomas, shooting male, 16 black. Kyle McGowan, shooting male, 17 black. Say his name. Paris Purtis, shooting male, 17 black. Say his name. Jasmine Peter, female, 15 black. Martin Duncan Jr., male, 16 black. Shooting. Jaheim, I'm assuming it's Jaheim Wilson, shooting male, 16 black. Say his name, Dave. Jayton Jones, shooting male, 17 black. Say his name. Joseph Smith, shooting male, 16 black. Say his name, Dave. Tony Webb, shooting male, 17 black. Jose Aguilar, shooting male, 14 Hispanic. John Tay Hunt, shooting male, 17 black. Mateo Garcia Aguayo, stabbing male, 2 years old, Hispanic. Lorenzo Smith, shooting male, 15 black. Ralph Cancel, shooting male, 17 Hispanic. Notice how most of these are black. Oh, I said Ralph Cancel, shooting male, 17 Hispanic. Rommel Wellington, shooting male, 17 black. These are all minors. All people who had, if they were still in high school, probably hadn't finished. I wonder how many of them would have finished. Obviously, the really young ones, it's either a drive-by shooting or a crazy parent. They never even had a chance. And I'm assuming a lot of these people probably never had a chance because dad was never around. Deshaun James, shooting male, 17 black. DeMarcus Wilson, shooting male, 16 black. Malaysia Williams, abuse, female, 1 black. So Dave, come on Dave, say their names. And I'm going to do this again later. I got some other contestants, but that's all the minors who were murdered in Chicago in 2018. That's just all the minors, because if I read off everybody of every age, we'd be here for another hour. Say their names, Dave. Come on. Virtue signal, old man. Say their names. I need to add this real quick. Some interesting facts. In 2018, this is in Chicago, 80.88% of murder victims had prior criminal records, and 19.12% of murder victims had no prior criminal record. Additionally, in 2018, 92.45% of murder offenders had prior criminal records, and 77.55% of murder offenders had no prior criminal records. So it's usually people committing homicide or people who are already have been in and out of the system, the revolving door many times. In 2017 and 2018, 80% of the murder victims in Chicago were African American. More than 73% of the arrests in 2017 and 2018 in Chicago were African American. Most of Chicago's murder issues, criminal homicide issues, can be drilled down to 6 districts in the city, and I would wager there are a few city blocks in each of those districts where the most of the unsavory characters operate. Most of the murders by far occur in a street, alley, or on a sidewalk. It's not home invasions. It is gangbangers getting even for last month's attack. They see their intended target jaywalking back to his crummy apartment and rub him out during a drive-by. The previous superintendent of police was black. The current man is African American as well. The current mayor is a black woman. Take a look at the city council. Plenty of minorities residing there. Many of them are double minorities. Funny how the city remains a wreck, and until they call out the drug addicts, the power drinkers, the men shirking their fatherly duties, the crummy public school system, which you'll find out most black kids don't attend their zone school in Chicago. I wonder why. Funny how the city remains a wreck until they call out the drug addicts, power drinkers, the men shirking their fatherly duties, the crummy public school system. It will only get worse. I will do what I can to keep this philosophy out of Iowa. We don't want that. More than 82% of Chicago's city votes went to Joe Biden in 2020. Obongo won it easily in 2012. Hillary won it in 2016. It's a diverse city full of Democrats. In a state where 14.6% of the residents, according to the 2010 census, are African American, 60.8% white alone, not Hispanic or Latino. In 2019, of all the murders where the race of the offender was known, 66.5% in Illinois of the murder offenders were black / African American. I wager most of that is Cook County. 155 of those victims were 19 years of age or younger. 479 of the victims were 29 years old or younger, and 212 of the offenders were 29 years of age or younger. For African American, less than 30, murder is a common cause of death, especially in Cook County, Illinois. About 57% of the murder victims were aged 30 or younger, as well as murder offenders. So that's some interesting data. It's a black-on-black homicide in Chicago, and black people run the city. Like I said, the previous superintendent of police, the current one, the mayor, look at the city council. It's a wreck. Say their names, and that's all. I promise you now.